would they give the air to? Who was the air on? Pitcher? So they did give him an air. Who? Are you holding up there?
Now, Cheesel's batting is 7th spot, pitching. Do you know how many saves Cheesel has?
No, we don't probably. How many saves?
Now pitching for New Ulm, Minnesota is Sheasel, who pitched earlier today for them. And so he comes back in to try to save this one. So Sheasel, the pitcher. And now for Woodward, Oklahoma, who has to score right now, Vern, or they're out of this ball game. The first batter will be Rod Tartza, the right fielder. They've got to score.
Yeah, the Minnesota team really seemed to get fired up that last inning, and Oklahoma's really got their back against the wall, don't they?
Now, looks to me like we're going to have a pinch batter here. Number 26 is coming in here. Number 26, no, that is Tartza. That is Tartza. I was looking at Ziegler's number, so Tartza is batting for himself. He has one hit in the ballgame so far, a base on balls, and popped up to the pitcher. So it is Rod Tartza. Well, what had kind of gotten to be a calm ball game that just kept going along with nothing happening, suddenly it all broke loose. And that's the way it is with baseball. You never know.
Right. The game was a little bit lethargic through the middle innings there, and then all of a sudden Minnesota really got fired up.
Well, it was a real pitcher's battle, and pitcher's battles sometimes are not too exciting. Foul ball, strike one. It looks like Oklahoma is going to come up with the bat swinging because they need a run. Coach Ward says, we're going to win. He told me that he was going to win, and the other coach says, I'll be over for the interview. So probably either way, they'll both come over. There's a curveball, and that's a ball. 1-1. So Sheasel, the pitcher who pitched earlier today. Here's the ball high. And the right-hander says, I know, I'll get it down. Russ Traurig, the catcher. Sheasel firing the ball in there. Trying to get the save for Hawking. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball. And the count is 2-2.
The third breaking ball in a row that the pitcher has thrown.
Well, they don't want that ball hit out of this ballpark, and it's harder to hit the curveball out unless you get it up. And there's a pitch outside. He tried to catch the corner with the fastball that time. And Sheasel ready, but the batter, Tartza, backs out of there. So here's the windup and the pitch, a curve, strike three. Oh, he really broke that one over.
Right, and the batter knew that it was a strike. He just started walking toward the dugout.
Well, that brings up Ted Ziegler. Ziegler struck out his last time at bat. He has grounded out to the shortstop and popped up to the shortstop and then struck out. So Ziegler at bat. There's a called strike, another big curveball by Sheasel. So Sheasel coming in, trying to get the job done here for Minnesota. There's a ball high, and it's 1-1. Exciting baseball here at Highland Park Stadium in Kokomo, Indiana. There's a swing and a miss. Didn't have a real good cut on that one.
No, I think he's a little bit confused by the curveball that the pitcher's been throwing.
So let's see what Sheasel does here. Probably another curve. And he broke it in there. Strike three. And he struck out the first two. And Oklahoma 1 out away from leaving this tournament. And Minnesota 1 out away from staying in it. As Kevin Gore, the third baseman, steps up. Gore has a single, popped up to the shortstop, and flew out to the left fielder.
So Kevin Gore, who's got a single.
Sheasel on the mound. Steps off. as Gore took a little too much time getting himself ready in the batter's box. 4-3, an exciting game. What a finish. Game number 6. Here's the pitch. It's ball 1. So Sheasel didn't go with the curveball there. Here's the pitch. And foul ball, strike 1.
But he's only nursing a 1-run lead.
Kevin Gore, the batter, trying to keep it alive for Oklahoma, and Sheasel trying to wrap it up for Minnesota. Ball 1, strike 1. Gradually getting darker and darker here in Kokomo as we move into the evening. There's a breaking ball in the dirt, ball 2. And you know that Sheasel and Traurig, the catcher, do not want to let this runner on base, because then you bring up the winning run to the plate. The tying run is there now.
Still 3 more winners bracket games to follow this one.
Okay, and here we go. Here's the pitch outside, ball 3, 3-1. So now the advantage is in Kevin Gore's favor as Sheasel quickly works. There is a high pop-up, and let's see who's going to get it. Center fielder catches the ball. Forbrook catches the ball, and that's the end of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. Minnesota has come back to win the ball game, getting 3 runs in the 8th inning over Woodward, Oklahoma. So New Ulm, Minnesota, the winner, 4-3.
Woodward, Oklahoma 3 will have a summary in 2 minutes. Totals in the inning for Woodward, Oklahoma: no runs, no hits, no errors, and no base runners left. Totals in the game for Woodward, Oklahoma: 3 runs on 7 hits. They had 2 errors and 4 base runners left. For the winner, New Ulm, Minnesota, they had 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 6 base runners left. Well, yeah, I'd like to remind each and every one of you that you will have to leave the park and re-enter.
There we go.
4 tickets.
Ford, a heartbreaking loss here in a game that it looked like you were going to win. You had gotten that 3-1 lead, and in that 8th inning, New Ulm just came back and got a couple breaks there and put your team down. It's a heartbreaking loss. I know your team looked really great out here, and I thought that Gore was going to go all the way.
Well, he should have. We just we made a couple of mistakes in that inning, and we just blew it. That's all there was to it. You know, the old cliche, the best ball club doesn't always win.
Well, that's really true, and but the breaks went against you in that particular inning, and I know it's a hard to take, and the guys feel terrible. You'll be going back home tomorrow,
Right,
in the morning. And how many times has this team been in the World Series?
this first time.
Well, it has to be quite a thrill to have been here, and I'm sure now that they'll want to come back.
Well, I certainly hope so. Of course, we lose a lot of good athletes.
Well, that's true, but you know, that's the thing about high school and college and American Legion. You know that there's going to be some going away, but others coming up. It's not like the pros where they pay them a salary and keep them there. And so maybe next year you'll come up with some new guys and come back and get it done.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming over and talking to us, and sorry about the loss, but better luck next time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Dick Stewart for RKI Productions, and thank you.
Let's go out to the parking lot now, and our Susan Kim with more on the fans' reaction. Susan?
Well, Mike and Mike, thank you very much. We have a whole bunch of Packer fans here. A few long faces that we want to talk to. Todd, you're pretty depressed right now about how the game ended.
Yeah, I'm pretty depressed. It was quite a roller coaster. Your window of opportunity is very narrow, and we missed it this year, but looking forward to Super Bowl 33 in Miami.
Yeah. How about you? What was your reaction when the game was?
It was a great game. I mean, I've been a Green Bay fan since Bart Starr, and I could have been in that game today. I wouldn't have shanked so many punts.
Now, you're all smiley over here, even though you're a Packers fan.
It was fun. We had fun. It was still a good time, even though we lost. We had fun.
Were you disappointed at all when the final score
Oh,
came?
no. We did our best.
And why do you think we lost? I mean, what do you think cost the game?
Well, the key was I told him I was ready late in the game, and Holmgren agreed, but it just didn't see my opportunity available there. So, one play away, baby. One play.
Alrighty, Mike and Mike, I guess you can tell some of the depression has worn off, but a lot of fans did come out here with long faces. But, I have to tell you, the Denver Bronco fans and the Packer fans, they were very cordial to each other, saying, the Packer fans were congratulating Bronco fans, saying it was a great game.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice gesture, and it was. It was a great game today, Mike.
That indeed it was, and I spoke with some folks